Now, this might be some things that you don't know in this next interview. There's certainly a lot that I don't know before today, really. But that 17 Kiwis are diagnosed with gut cancer every day. That's really high. That's over 6,000 Kiwis every year, making gut cancers the most common type of cancer in New Zealand. And the Gut Cancer Foundation are committed to positive change and creating an everlasting impact for all New Zealanders affected by gut cancer. Liam Willis, Gut Cancer Foundation, is joining me today to talk about Give It Up for Cancer, where Kiwis can be involved to not only benefit from your own health, but to help others who have been impacted by gut cancer. Liam joins us in the studio now. Good morning, Liam.
Good morning, Lizzie. How are you?
Good. Lovely to have you here. Now, you and I were just talking off air, as we do. And I was saying to you that, you know, you hear so much about the likes of prostate cancer, breast cancer, but in my lifetime, I've only heard like one friend who had bowel cancer. But, these statistics show that there's a lot more people getting these gut cancers. Why don't we hear about it, Liam?
I think there's a combination of factors, Lizzie. There are parts of the bodies we don't often want to talk about.
This is true.
For a start, anything to do with the toilet, anything to do with our digestive system, these aren't things that really come up in everyday conversation. But I think there's probably a more serious factor that's at play here, and that's that particularly with cancers of the upper digestive system, so esophageal cancer, pancreas, gallbladder, they've got really, really poor survival rates. It's really stark, the facts around these cancers, sometimes as low as 12% 5-year survival rates for pancreas cancer. Now, if you compare that to something like breast cancer, which is in the upper 80s or 90%, which is fantastic, what you have is a group of survivors and families who are advocates for their cause, who obviously shout about the treatments that they've had, and rightly so. For our cancers, often that's not the case. So we sadly lose a lot of our patients, and also the trauma, I guess, on the families that are left behind, because they're often quite short, sharp illnesses as well, is quite significant. So it makes the work that we do at Gut Cancer Foundation even more important, to raise the voices of our patients and speak on their behalf, given the statistics that we've just mentioned there.
Yeah, and so you think, there's a lack of awareness. People could perhaps be having some symptoms and they don't even know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's that, and also often what you find is the symptoms can be quite vague for these cancers, and they can be mistaken for everyday ailments. So you're talking about stomach pain or back pain.
I feel a bit bloated.
Exactly.
I've
got a bit of indigestion.
Yeah.
So what we say to people is that, look, you know your body. And if there's something going on that's persistent and niggling, it might not be acute. It might not be blood in the toilet. It might just be something as what might seem as mundane as hiccups every time you eat. That won't go away, and that's associated with esophageal cancer. It might be ongoing heartburn. It might be a pain in your lower back that, is just there. It shouldn't be there. Yeah, exactly. So, you know your body. You know when something's not quite right, and because these symptoms are so vague, if something's different and it's been persistent and it's new to you, then our advice is, of course, go and seek that medical help and talk to your GP about it as soon as you can.
Yeah. So when we talk about gut cancer, what are some of the most common ones that we're talking about?
Yeah, so the most common form of gut cancer is bowel cancer. Around 50% of the diagnosis are bowel cancer patients.
Yeah.
And then the remainder are the upper digestive system, and that's the esophageal cancer, pancreas cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, gallbladder, biliary tract cancers around there. So all of these upper GI cancers that collectively is around 2,800 diagnoses every single year of those cancers alone. You add those to the bowel cancer diagnosis, and that makes collectively they are the most common. But with these upper digestive system cancers, as I say, the survival rates are really quite low for these cancers, which is why we really need to fund more research and awareness and education around these in particular.
Yeah. Now, that's really sobering, which is actually a bit of a segue into your campaign, which is Give It Up, and Give It Up for gut cancer, including you could give up booze, sugar, getting off the couch and moving. Tell us a bit more about that, Liam.
Yeah, so Give It Up for gut cancer is really a dual campaign. It's a fundraising campaign. It's our biggest fundraising appeal of the year. We look for people to sign up and, as you say, give up either the sofa, alcohol, sugar, or a combination of any. We've got many people giving up all three for March, which is fantastic.
Good job.
And then go out and ask your friends and family to support you with donations throughout March to give you that encouragement to to get on your healthy journey. But also then the funds that come to us help us to fund more clinical trials and research for new treatments, detection, diagnosis for these diseases as well.
Liam, do you guys receive any funding?
All our funding is public funding. Every cent that we get comes from donations from individuals or philanthropic trusts. So we get nothing from the government.
Wow.
We're utterly reliant on public funding, donations for our existence, for everything we do. And in fact, around a third of our income this year will be from the Give It Up campaign. So it's an incredibly important campaign for us.
For sure. Now, as you said, one of the options is to give up sugar. Why is it a good idea to give up sugar?
Yeah, so when we created the campaign, what we wanted to do was bring in this awareness and education element as well, because we do know that there are certain modifiable risk factors that do increase our risk of some of these cancers. And they include things like obesity and eating healthily. And so when we chose the things to suggest people give up, one element is it's a fundraising challenge. You know, it's difficult to give up sugar because it's in pretty much everything and it's addictive. But we know that diets that are high in sugar and refined sugar and processed foods are also a major contributing factor to obesity. And obesity is a significant risk factor for a number of the cancers that we're talking about here, as is excessive alcohol intake, as is a lack of exercise. Now, conversely, healthy diet and lots of exercise can reduce our risk. So this isn't at all about just getting people to give stuff up and leaving them on their own to suffer in silence. What we try and do here is help educate people on making changes, sustainable changes at that as well to your lifestyle, so that you're not just giving something up, you're bringing something in that's really positive change to you. Exactly, yeah.
And I understand as part of your education of people who are participating in this, that you've actually got some webinar series that are happening as well. What's that all about?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of fantastic coaches that join us for the campaign. Sean is a metabolic nutritionist and physical trainer. He's a science-based health nutrition. Absolutely. So every bit of the evidence, all the advice is based on the science of what things are doing in your gut and the impact that it has on you. Why is sugar addictive? What's it doing to your microbiome? These kind of things.
Yeah.
And Sean's been with us for a few years and really helps people understand how the steps they're taking are impacting positively on them and what happens when we're not taking those steps. Now, this year we've also brought in Jared, and Jared is a fantastic motivational coach, because we also know it's not easy to do these things. We might know that it's good for us to give something up or to eat more healthily and eat fresh fruits and whole foods, but doing it's a different matter. So what we wanted to do was give people that kind of encouragement on the mental side of things, about how to break habits, about how to motivate yourself and not get discouraged if it doesn't go quite right. You know,
you need a cheerleader. You
do, and so with the combination of Sean and Jared, what we're hoping is that people who come to do this valuable fundraising for us, that we're giving them genuine support as well and education along the way.
I really like the sound of that. So not only are you benefiting your own health, you're having an education about health and well-being, and you're also raising funds for Gut Cancer Foundation. It is a total win-win. So, Liam, for people who want to be involved, gutcancer.org.nz.
Yeah, that's our main website. All the information's there, or you can head to giveitup.nz, which is the campaign website, and sign up there, and all the information about the support and why it's a good idea to get involved is on that website.
Yeah, tell me that one again.
Giveitup.nz.
Giveitup.nz. Liam Wilson, Gut Cancer Foundation. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to click on like, subscribe, and notifications. See you next time.